Welcome back, everybody, to the BSL Season 6, Round of 16. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Nemu, but coming up next, we get to find out which player will be the first to advance from one of the groups of death. It's a super stacked Round of 16, but we're going to have a match between Dandy and Dewalt. Both players just super Hulk smashed their way on to the winner's match, and how do you call this, Nyokin? It's too good.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like I said earlier, this is my Vince McMahon meme match of this group. Like, this is just crazy. Dandy looked so strong in the previous group of death. Then he looked great versus Koget, but Dewalt has been looking like that timing versus Nemu. Holy moly, so deadly. So this is gonna be fantastic. I'm highly looking forward to it. You can tell I'm looking forward to it because I sat down. I had to sit down for this matchup, Rapid.
That's so you know it's serious. This is Nyokin is like the American version of Larva. It's like, instead of when he's not serious, instead of playing with his feet, he just stands up. So now he's sitting down. This is hard mode. You're probably going to also use your hands to control the mouse and keyboard during this game. Ooh, that's getting serious here. So let's get serious about the maps. As I take a look, it is going to be Circuit Breaker Blockchain for the first time tonight as our second map, and then we'll be moving on to Sylphid if we get that lucky game number 3. So every person in the world should hope that we make it to a game 3, because the series is going to be so good. And so without further ado, let's get into game number 1 on Circuit Breakers between Dewalt and Dandy. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1, the most electrifying match of the night, or at least the matchup that should deliver. In the upper right-hand corner, we have our purple Terran player, Dandy.
Oh, I love it already, Rapid. Every game we've seen Dandy play versus Protoss has been Gases expand, and DeWalt's like, hey, I watched BSL, I know what you do. We're going to have some type of proxy gate. This is not going to be center proxy gate. This is a calculated risk. He's going to send 2 gate proxy at mid-right, or at least 1, and he's got a 66% chance Dandy's on the right side of the map. Like, I'm already loving it, but I'm already worried for Dandy because we know that he gases expands every game.
Yeah, once you isolate a player's style, and this might be something that Dewalt has kind of scouted out. Obviously, he's been able to see in practice against Dandy, but he also might have seen some of Dandy's games today. And it's not a mystery, right? You know what you're getting, and Dewalt, definitely a player that's capable of punishing that. So here's gateway number 1. Can we get a gateway number 2? Let's see. Probe's going to go out, and yeah, he knows exactly where to go.
It couldn't be worse. Not only does Dewalt have a proxy gate even closer than mid-map, again, been talking about it, rigged scouting. How's his probe already on the SCV? The barracks he's gonna kill the SCV.
No, he wouldn't. This
is done. Like, I don't want to call it, but I mean, like, we're pulling off multiple SCVs. He's microing even the probe. The gateway's done. The racks is 50%. This is also 1 gate. So Dewalt can go cybernetics after it. He could even put down a Nexus after that. Also, Dandy hasn't scouted, so he doesn't
put down
know
the
that this is
Cybercore.
proxy gate.
I want to see it. I need this in my life.
He can gas steal him.
Oh my gosh!
Every game that we've seen Dandy play, he's done a mid scout. So even if Dandy mid scouted, he wouldn't see the proxy gate, so he wouldn't even know what's coming. He needs an instant bunker.
This is so dirty. And this is Dewalt, right? You know, Dewalt just more capable than 99% of players to play the straight up long macro game. But he doesn't want to. He's like, look, I already know Oh my god, the Marine can't get between the supply depot and the bunker, or the barracks. Is he gonna lose? Oh no,
It's
the
within
probe could
one
actually
hit.
assassinate the Marine. Oh, this is so crazy.
See ya.
Oh, he got him.
Well, okay, is this good, Rapid? We got 2 Zealots versus 1 Marine. I mean, Terran units are strong. They got SCVs. They got 60 health. But Zealots, they got 100 health. Oh, he's in a corner.
Yeah, can that Marine not fit between those two? I don't think that's how that works, but I could be wrong. All right, insulating the Marine in a nice warm blanket. Somehow the Zealot glitched through the SCVs to kill the Marine. And that Marine's not in the safe spot. He's not in his safe space. His panic room. Oh my god. These melee range Marines, Nyoken.
Yeah, it's like, even if Dandy survived somehow, we get the wall. He's got a next make turn. So we don't know what the latency was, but I mean, even if he had perfect latency, like Dewalt had a blind counter to Dandy.
Yeah, well, I think there was something I mentioned before going into the series is that unfortunately is in Korea and Dandy is in Peru, so there's just quite a long geographical distance. Those internet underwater cables. I don't think there's ever been one of those little scuba submarines that like drags the little internet cable underneath the water from Korea all the way over to Peru. I don't think we have one of those cables yet. So connection might not have been the greatest, and obviously Zealots on low turn rate, man. And name a better duo.
Yeah, I mean, they're so strong. Especially when you go gasless. I mean, that couldn't have gone worse for Dandy then. So hopefully we don't have that issue in the next game. But I'm worried for Dandy because, like I said, I've seen Dandy play. Every game it's been gasless expand. Every game, not 99%, 100%. And sure, he just got countered right there. But I feel like he's going to do it again regardless, because you're thinking like, well, he's not going to proxy gate me again. But I think Dewalt should do it again.
That's the most potent, like, just tilter. Like, it's not even tilting. It's like when you go like 720 degrees. It's not just the 180. You're just rotating this guy. You got to rotate on him. This is that's how you take the wheels off the bus, right? You got to rotate, and then the wheel, everything just falls off. And currently, it seems like quite a few things are falling off the Dandy Express here. So, I hope maybe blockchain is the map to come back on, so that we do get that epic third game. We get to watch these amazing players play even more. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. So, you ready to go?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Well, hope both of our players are ready too, and I hope you guys in the chat are also ready. Thanks for watching. As we get into our next game on blockchain. All right, welcome everybody to game number 2 of our winners match. Spawning in the bottom right-hand side, it is our white Protoss player. He is Dewalt.
In the bottom left, we've got the Peruvian Terran. It is Dandy. Now we don't see a fast probe coming out for Dewalt, so looks like we're not going to have proxy, but that's fine. What I am hoping for is I do hope we have a long blockchain game, because all the ASL games I've seen of it, it's essentially been like this. Terran takes 2 base, they go for that 6-7 fact 2-1 timing, they attack, Protoss stops it, and it ends. So I'm hoping we get something different. I do hope we have something other than the 15-minute standard Terran versus Protoss, but you never know. Dandy does watch a lot of ASL and plays like a pro, so we could see another 6-7 fact timing with 2-1, but the last time he played on it, he had a really nice timing versus TT1 hitting before carriers.
Alright, so this is a pylon scout. It's not correct. Heinous. And it is a high ground gateway. Kind of an interesting spot to start your buildings off. This is going to be a little bit hidden for now. And it's going to be super ultra mega hidden if Dandy doesn't scout at all.
Yeah, I I don't know what this is, but I'm trying to run through scenarios in my mind, like, what's the benefit of this? I don't know, to be honest. This is what I'm hoping. I hope Dandy scouts, sees nothing, some reason scouts up here, and then builds a depot, and then Dragoons can't get out. That would make my day, because the pylon with a depot block under the gate. I don't know why I want that, but I do want it. But unfortunately, Dandy's going top left, so he's not going to see it. I am surprised that this is, well, I'm surprised that this is a Zealot, because I feel like if Dewalt's trying to mask, like, hey, I did some hidden proxy, why are you building the Zealot here?
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, also, I haven't really seen that. So obviously, you want to like wall off versus Zergs versus Terrans. You want to make sure your, pylon's not vulnerable or something like that. And especially if you go for a gateway first.
He just built an assimilator and canceled it, so we're gonna have Nexus. Okay.
Man, I don't really know what you're getting at with this build. What?
Yeah, this is a weird build.
Yeah, I mean, the first Marine's out, it's chasing the probe away. But we've got a couple of Zealots going to be ferried in here, and the Marine's going to have to back off. See if he can, I guess he's going to force at least a delay on this command center.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to Zealot into the main of Dandy, and there's another one coming, and that probe is attacking the SCV. It's going to kill the SCV, I think. Regardless, the Zealot's in the main doing a lot of damage.
Certainly is, at least forcing this Marine to run around, at most forcing a lot of APM and attention. You need some micro at Zealot in the natural. There's a second one, and this should be able to finally take this SCV out, delay, or maybe force a cancel on this command center.
This is great control from Dandy so far. He's microing his SCVs and Marines very well, but the problem is two SCVs have gone down at the natural, so the command center's at 1100 health. Look at that SCV control, very nicely done. Sure, he lost a few SCVs there, but it's okay because he at least has his command center almost done. But the Walt's done a decent amount of damage too, and he's also got his Nexus halfway done. Is this Zealot gonna get another SCV kill? He's trying to find openings onto the Marines. Look at this drilling, it's great.
Yeah, this is actually insane. It's really, really good control here. And keep in mind, this is on, perhaps not the highest of turn rates too. So to have this level of control at latency is super impressive. Now, obviously, keeping these Marines alive is difficult because of that. So that's why you are seeing them start to go down. And I think we might have kind of not started the beginning of the end, but this is certainly a lot of damage to be done.
Yeah, now we're starting to get into like crisis mode for Dandy, because look at his SCV saturation at the main and natural. He's got like 7 at each. Not ideal for him at this point. Meanwhile, the Walt's just sending Zealots nonstop, and as Zealot has gotten into the main because he's wiped out the Marines constantly. He knows he can just run by. Every SCV kill is so critical. Also, now we're not mining at the natural for Dandy. He's pulled all these SCVs also. And behind this, Dewalt, he's just constantly building probes. Everything's going perfect for him. His cybernetics core is done. What's going to be the follow-up? He could even go something like DT. Very deadly on blockchain, especially with positions like this where you can just kill the eggs.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing on blockchain is the ability to like expand or kind of contract to the size of the map. And look at this Zealot. He's going to get a second SCV kill here. Did get one. Continual just harassment here from Dewalt, not really letting up the pressure, but he is going to start getting that expo up, start getting up to tech. We've got a cyber core, another gateway on the way, and so the game should kind of even out for here, but it's definitely not even when you consider Dewalt's economic advantage.
Yeah, he's just got a huge economic lead at this point. He's got double gas, which as soon as I saw it, I thought that we were going to have something like 2-base Arbiter, but he's just catching up in gas because he went Nexus after the gate. This probe has gotten through. It's going to get a full scout off, and unfortunately, how's it going to get through to the main? So he won't get a full scout off, but regardless, Dandy in his main is building a starport. I like this follow-up because he has to get something done. He's so far behind that unless he can get like kills onto the probes, it's almost unrecoverable for him. So I do like this attempt, but will it work? Like, Dewalt is just so solid at this point in the game. He really plays defensive that it's going to be hard to make a Vulture drop work.
I mean, it'll be hard, but I think that's a great way for Dandy to kind of choose to get back into this game. I think maybe it's a little bit optimistic. Dewalt's just like really good. But you know, there's no cannons up at the natural or anything like to make it super safe against a bunch of why can't I remember the name for vultures? Vultures to get in. Let's see this Reaver drop though. That's going to be the real litmus test of how long Dandy can survive.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Dandy, he doesn't know that it's Reaver play. So this starport, as soon as it starts blinking, is most likely going to be a dropship when he really needs a Wraith at this point. Also, the fact that he's building vultures means, where are the tanks? They're non-existent. We have 0 tanks. So when this Reaver gets in, there's going to be literal 0 counter, just like in the Nemu game. So this is starting to snowball pretty out of control for Dandy. He's going for 3 fact behind this. It's definitely going to be some sort of timing coming out from him.
I'm always kind of torn between, like, how do you come back when you're at a disadvantage, right? So there's one school of thought that says, I try to take a greedy economic advantage. The other says, well, you try to go for a big timing. And I think that, you know, the timing option is definitely a potent one, especially in the hands of the players good as Dandy. But once you lose that game number 1, oh, he's actually going to take out the Vulture with a sneaky little Reaver drop here. But at least Dandy is now going to know that there is a Reaver and a shuttle across the map. But what can he do about it?
Yeah, so he's putting down another turret, but I mean, there's just an opening into his, well, may not be an opening into his mineral line at his main vault, but there is a slight opening at the natural. But this drop, there's nothing in it. I do like this bait from Dandy to try and act like, hey, I'm going for a counter drop, but there's actually nothing inside. Oh, this might be a misstep. The Reaver might die. Or the shuttle might die, which means the Reaver's going to die. No, it won't just yet. Oh, he's got speed anyways.
Yeah, so he's going to zoom on into the main. There are a few mines out here. Dude, even a mine drag. Oh, there we go. Boom goes the dynamite. Not the greatest mine drag, but let's keep a look at the Scarab. Ooh, narrowly avoiding those dream hits on the SCVs.
Yeah, so Dewalt does lose his Reaver, surprisingly. It doesn't kill very much kills. That said it had 5 kills, but it does force a full SCV pull, which is a lot of damage. But Reavers are also very expensive. You got to factor in the shuttle, the Reaver, the Scarabs. You know, it's like 600 minerals plus the 2 Zealots, so we're approaching 1,000 minerals. So that is a big commitment, and we know Dandy's going for some sort of timing. And Dewalt double expanded behind this, so there is an opportunity for Dandy to get some damage done. I was just about to say, where's that dropship? Look at Dewalt. He's already ready for it.
Dewalt's just like so airtight at this point. You could Dewalt is like, it's like what you say on those diving watches. You know, they're waterproof to 100 meters or whatever it is. Like, there's just nothing that gets through into Dewalt's base. So, dropships, vultures running up the middle. Oh, well, there you go. Vulture's gonna try to get in through the dropship. Doesn't work. Through the main or through the natural. Doesn't work. I don't know what you do. Dandy's just trying everything, but nothing's working.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think Dewalt also recognized that it's a timing, because we have more shuttles coming out for him, another Reaver, and really shuttle bombs, like Zealot Bomb, Reaver play is just a huge counter versus a tank Vulture timing that we know Dandy's got to be going for. It's probably going to be +1. There it is. It just started. So it's probably about 3 minutes from now he's going to be looking to make an attack. But look at the supplies. We're already up 35 supply for Dewalt. He's got a 3rd base. That's going to be very difficult for Dandy to make this work. He's even got a 2nd dropship, but this has no units on it. Again, this could be a bait to draw units out of position.
Could be. Ooh, a little bit of a careless mine there, taking out a couple of Dragoons as Dewalt tries to push out. That's, I mean, Dandy needs all the help he can get at this point. Dewalt doing a great job pushing out. Let's see where he wants to go now. Another drop coming in. We'll see if he can stop this one as easily.
Yeah, now he knows the Dragoons are out of position, so this time he will probably get some damage done, but there's 2 cannons smartly placed by Dewalt, so it's going to be a shutdown. But look at this, he may even go to the high ground. That's one of the things with blockchain. And unfortunately, Dewalt doesn't have a cannon there. He just started it, but remember those shuttles? We're going in for a bust from Dewalt. There's 4 tanks, a bunker, and 3 vultures. That's not
None of them
enough.
sieged. Yeah, no, there's definitely not enough on the ground right now. Oh, mine into Reaver. Gets the hit off. The Reaver explodes. That's a nice pickup. There's still 4 zealots in one shuttle, 2 in the other. They're all going to drop out on top of these vultures, on top of these tanks. And look at the Dragoons go. The little Dragoons that could, up onto the high ground. There they will stay.
Well, this was fantastic defense from Dandy. I thought it was 100% he's going to die, but the tanks all survived except 1 Dragoons. A couple of them died. Those vultures are still on the other side of the map. They're not getting any damage done, but the Reaver even got picked off. Now we had a 35 supply advantage. All of a sudden, it's down to 10 or 13, and we know Dandy's going for a timing. He's got +1 kicking in pretty soon. And behind this, Dewalt is teching pretty hard. Templar Archive, Stargate, Arbiter Tribunal pretty soon. So there's a real opportunity for Dandy to get some damage. And these Dragoons are stuck on the high ground. They may die.
Well, he broke through the eggs, so you can technically escape by moving upward, but a mine block in here, and that is going to do it. A nice defense there by Dandy.
And this is what Dandy needed. And now he's even feeling so confident he's taking a 3rd base. So he's going to be on even basis. There's still a little bit of a mountain to climb. More dropship coming out from him. He's really spending a lot of resources to make that dropship play happen, but supplies are very close. More gates coming in for Dewalt. What's the tank count? Still only 5, so I'm not sure if Dandy can really go for it. I mean, unfortunately, he probably needs about double that. Oh, we've got a double tank. Double tanks being loaded into those dropships, so he really wants to shut down this 3rd base.
One of the zealots, or one of the shuttles getting taken down that had a couple of zealots in it, but not the one with the Reaver. So we've still got 2 zealots in a shuttle, a Reaver, and 2 trapped lonely Dragoons. But hey, it's enough to stop the 3rd base attempt from Dandy. There is these vultures being dropped off up top for Dandy to try to strike back. But I don't know if this is going to work as well. 4 tanks in these 2 dropships. Where are those going?
Yeah, they're going to try to shut down this 3rd base. And really, this is blockchain. There's no way to get to this 3rd base that easily. Look at Dewalt. Just like with Koget versus Name, his units are completely out of position. There's 4 tanks. This Nexus will die very quickly. Also, these... Oh, I thought he sent his 2 dropships out. There could have been a vulture counter drop them. Oh no, he stopped focusing the Nexus. So these zealots will be able to clean up the tanks.
Reaver coming down, and boom goes the dynamite. Such a sick way to take those tanks out. An epic secure there by Dewalt. Oh, he's going to snipe these dropships. Gets one of them on the way out, and it was the full dropship, so only 1 lonely dropship heading back home. And Dewalt doesn't even lose that Nexus.
Yeah, so it looked like a fantastic play, but ends up being a counterplay for Dandy. The one thing is that Dewalt wasn't mining there for a while. He's alleviated pressure on his side of the map. He's trying to take his 3rd base again, but here comes that pesky shuttle again. It's got another Reaver, and the turn is just barely too late. It's going to get in here and deny it again.
Okay, well, this is a little bit tragic. I mean, Dandy desperately needs some sort of a economy as his main is starting to mine out. There's way too many SCVs there. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a natural expansion this time. Vultures are not going to be able to take this Reaver down.
Yeah, he's even focusing the command center, and it does go down. It does get canceled. But still, this is just terrible for Dandy. He's got a lot of gas. His tank count is really lacking. And meanwhile, behind this, the Arbiter's almost done. For Dewalt, supply is pretty high for Dandy, but he can't attack. The Reaver is still alive. He even kills the SCV. It hurts my soul as the Terran player.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, what happens? Like, how are you gonna get down here? Like, unfortunately, vultures are not so OP that they too can construct nexuses.
Now Dandy, he's got triple dropship. He's got 7 vultures in here. One of his dropships don't have any units in it, but he's gonna try and make another drop work? I think he forgot. Oh, he's unfortunately running over Dragoons.
Oh. Man, Dandy just can't catch a break here. Dewalt, especially after that game 1, I'm really glad that we get a chance to see like a really solid game number 2. But it seems like Dewalt is basically ahead at every step of this game. So, I mean, I'm hoping there's a way back in here for Dandy just so we can get to a game number 3. But I don't know. This seems pretty good for Dewalt.
Yeah, he finally managed to kill the Reaver, but
yeah,
he still got the SCV, so the command center is still not being built. Meanwhile, Dewalt has almost the entire right side of the map at this moment. We know that the Arbiter is out. He's banking energy. He's got 90 now. I'm trying to find where the Tribunal is. Okay, there's the Tribunal. Now, we don't know if he's got Recall, but Recall's so deadly on this map. Imagine him just recalling into mid-left. That will
oh, yeah.
for sure.
No, at that point, it's like you're getting out-teched so hard that you're starting to run out of options. I love these double shuttles just like speeding around the map. Actually, it's triple shuttles, and they all have like 4 Zealots, 2 Dragoons, and I guess the other one's empty. But this is just burying these gateway units right on top of the tanks. And good luck with this. We're going to be fighting dropships versus shuttles for a while.
Yeah, I mean, the shuttles even have speed so they can reinforce versus dropship play very quickly. And people also have to keep in mind that every dropship Dandy makes, that could be a tank, and tanks obviously so valuable to the Terran army and the gas. So this is a big commitment from Dandy to keep building these dropships, and he's got nothing done. Essentially, here come more shuttles to mid-left. It's right when Dandy transferred SCVs. Are we gonna have minus?
Oh no!
Please,
oh, mine drag! Ooh! Oh, there's another one. Oh, he targets down the mine. I don't know if that was the right choice. Here's another mine drag, but he targets it down again. Ah, well, he's just gonna kill the SCVs the hard way.
He caught the main. Oh, it died.
Ah, curses foiled again. Imagine killing a recall before it goes off. How do you do it? It's a mystery. Only the top Terran players know how to stop that.
Well, what does Dandy do from here? He's mined out in his main. He's mined out his natural. He cannot get his third base. All of his units are now at the third base, and he's, to be honest, very lucky that Recall didn't get off, because he would have had no defense in his main. So I don't know what he can do. He needs to start building like science vessels, I guess, and try and just pray that he can get EMP off every single time and slowly take top left. But that's so hard to do.
Oh yeah, like you have to be 100%. If you're 99%, that 1% gets through. Well, it's like, okay, well, you just lose. But credit to Dandy, though, he does have 3 bases up and running. He's had tragedy 100% of this game, but somehow he has found a small berth here. Now, he's down about 60 supply, so, you know, you got to kind of work back from that deficit, but he's got kind of the Terran mech machine running. He's pumping tanks and vultures off of, well, at least some of his factories. Maybe he needs to kick that macro up a notch, but his infrastructure is solid. He just has to hold on against this very, very scary push coming up. And I actually really like what Dewalt is doing. He's getting hallucination for his Templars, so maybe we'll see some hallucinated shuttles or arbiters to get through these turret rings.
And here comes the Arbiter. Now, where will it go? This is the most important moment in the game, probably for Dandy. If he's out of position anywhere, either his main gets wiped out or the third base gets wiped, and he's trying to do a vulture run by, it's not going to work. Every unit is so important for Dandy at this point because he's way down in supply. He cannot afford to really bleed these vultures unless he can be positive he's going to get some kills. It seems like he's found an opening. There's a tank drop in combination, but you got to remember, this is a big supply commitment. Well,
he can't even siege the tanks because the Zealots will just drop on top of them. Some friendly fire from the splash damage, but mostly that's a really good hold here. Where's the stasis? Where's the stasis? Did he not get stasis? I guess he just has recall. Here come the Zealots. There's the mine drag we're looking for.
Yeah, so Dewalt held that pretty easily, and that was 6 tanks and like 12 vultures for Dandy. And when you're on one base mining, that's a ton of supply. You see it reflected there, 190 for Dewalt versus 125. Dandy still has a surprisingly high tank count somehow. He's just the god of pushing out those tanks, but he needs to get another base. So it's just going to be so difficult.
Yeah.
He's sending all of his units out on the map, but I don't think you want to be here. Dewalt's army is huge.
This is so bold, let's put it that way, maybe brave. Sticky MP on the Arbiter, so no recalls for you. No Stacy's, but I guess he just doesn't even have that spell. Either way, you're right. This is a very strong army from Dewalt. He's going to be moving through minefields. I mean, Dragoons into tanks is not a great recipe, but the Zealots are finally going to connect. Look at that manliest drop right on top of the tanks. He does have stasis. I knew it. And there's another Arbiter with energy somehow, and that is just one frozen Terran army. This is how they started filming the movie Ice Age, Nyoken.
Is that so?
Yeah, one of those tanks is named Scratch.
Oh, I can tell you as a Terran player, to see this, that I'm looking at tanks surrounded by cloaked units, nightmare, actual nightmare. So unfortunately, Dandy's gonna go out. Dewalt's gonna be our first winner of this, or first player to get out of this group. There's the GG, but we're gonna have a rematch between Dandy and Koget.
Ooh, it's like even in the defeat, we as fans are truly victorious, and that we get to watch Dandy versus Koget again. And this time, I think Koget will be a little bit more prepared for that Wraith style. We get the rematch, we get the revenge match, but we also get, I think when you looked at the group, the true ultimate victor is Dewalt, who like speed rockets with, I don't know, force of 1,000 suns straight out of this group and into the round of 8 where he belongs. An incredibly dominant day of games for Dewalt, who, wait, did he lose a single game today? I don't think so. No. What a god.
Everybody.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's going to do it. I need to remember to turn my camera back on. We're good. All right. That does it for our winners match. Congratulations to our Russian Terran player Dewalt. All that training out in Korea looks like it's paying off for now. He'll advance on to the round of 8, and we will advance on to a quick break so that we can get ready for our next game. It's going to be our last best of 3 series of the night as we get into as we get into the decider match to find out who will advance from this group. It's going to be Koget taking on a revenge match against Dandy, so don't go anywhere.